Good morning, good life. Welcome back to Amy TV, where we come together to help you go after the life that you want. One of my favorite quotes to enter every new day with, is from my dear, dear friend, Oprah Winfrey. Oprah, call me girl. The greatest discovery of all time is that a person can change his future by merely changing his attitude. Attitude, in my opinion, is a massively important piece to going after the life that you want. And if you want to lead with a positive attitude, you need to take control of your day. So today I want to talk about the 7 daily habits that I believe will do just that and help you change your life for the better. If you're new around here, you may not know my obsession with habit building and change, but let me tell you, it's significant. Habits, if you don't know, are behaviors or tasks that we practice throughout the day basically automatically, which allows us to start routines and keep us from having to make too many decisions. I do not need more decisions in my life. Oh my gosh, I just don't. The less decision making that we put ourselves through, the easier it is for us to take on the bigger, hairier moments that need a little bit more brain power. When you have a lot of good habits and you limit the bad, then you are really building that infrastructure for an amazing life, which is why I'm so obsessed and unashamed. I know I have found my ultimate habits that have helped me have the right attitude every day. They have taken me from someone aimlessly wandering through a boring existence and turned me into a hopefully high-performing and ambitious designer of my own life. So that's why I want to share them with you today. Before we can get into today's discussion, you know what time it is. I have to give a little bit of Twitter gratitude, and today I want to shine a light on MDM Koo. Thank you so much. I acknowledge you for your time and attention of watching these videos, and also I appreciate your retweet. If you would potentially like to be featured here on Twitter gratitude, all you gotta do is follow me on Twitter and retweet my latest video when it comes out. The first daily habit that completely changed my life is a self-care ritual. I talk about this a lot, and I do believe that not only does it help you start with your freshest face forward, but makes you feel so much better mindset-wise. I have talked extensively about my morning routines in the past, but they include a lot of things like starting with skincare and actually washing the crud of yesterday out of my face, making the bed. I do my morning pages or a journal, which I absolutely love and am totally religious with. I have been dabbling a lot more in meditation, and the routine mostly is exactly the same, which is what makes it a routine, but it also changes every once in a while. Sometimes I'll make time to read in the morning, sometimes I don't. But just those couple of things that I always do: skincare, lemon water, morning pages. Like if I have those 3 at a minimum, I'm doing really good. I might add in a couple of flavorful things like reading and meditation and maybe some visualization and a walk with the dog, like stuff like that that keeps you making it feel like you started your day on your own terms. This is something I am completely obsessed with, which is why I just started my Shine Squad recently, which is for people who are obsessed with starting their day off right. More details about that in the description below. But I truly think that not waking up and rolling over to look at my phone, which is plugged into the wall and probably has been like making lights and things, keeping me from sleeping properly. There was a time when it was roll over, hit snooze on your alarm, but still either fall back asleep or engage the phone that's next to your bed, which is a terrible idea across the board, both snoozing and messing up your sleep cycles, and looking at your phone to decide how you feel about your day based on what other people have tweeted. Like, no, thank you. That self-care morning ritual is my holy grail best tip that there will ever be about living your best life every day. It's grounding. It's very grounding. My second life-changing daily habit is move your butt and track it. We came up with this fun little phrase, move your butt, in a video not that long ago, but I just like to say it because it sounds better than exercise. I don't want to exercise. I hate that word. But tracking it is also a key element of this. I'm very much a person who likes to get credit and gold stars. Like, I kind of wish I still had a teacher in my life that would put gold stars on a chart that sat on my refrigerator at home. I might just have to start that for myself. That's a really fun idea. So I want to be able to exercise, but I also want to feel like I accomplished something by doing it, not just the good feeling of exercise. I'm not the type of person to be like, I'm gonna snap a selfie to get credit for working out today. I don't really like snapping selfies at the gym. It makes me feel gross. It is my grossest moment. I am all red and sweaty and gross. But I want my Apple Watch, which I'm not wearing today, which is so funny, but I want my Apple Watch to tell me how many calories I burned. I want to tell my app that I logged it in. I want to mark it as a habit that I have done. I want to check the box so that I can be able to say, do you work out 3 to 5 days a week? Yes, you do, Amy. You can literally go back and look at your beautifully calendar blocked life and find what you did to work out and when it happened for the exact amount of time because you are OCD. Oh my God. But I really do think that there is a lot to be said about tracking it. They say this about dieting too, you know, just start logging what you eat and it'll open your eyes about how much you eat every single day when you probably don't think it's as much as you do. I think that's true of working out. Are you really working out as much as you do? Do you really need to do as much as you think you do? You know, if you just did a really good workout for 20 minutes a day, it might do more than the stuff that you do when you really aren't going to your full potential for an hour at the gym. It's very eye-opening when I didn't burn as many calories as I wish I had. But the key is move your butt and track it at least 3 to 5 days a week. That has completely changed my life. I am much more self-aware about how I feel and how clothes fit and when I know that my body's gonna start swelling up because I had too much bread, like that kind of stuff. You really become hyper aware of it in your 30s, but I kind of wish I would have more in my 20s. So speaking of that, that brings me to my third daily habit that has changed my life. This is something that I discovered in 2015. It does have to do with eating, and I am not sitting here recommending it for everyone, but I do know that it works for me. It works for the right mindset, but it's actually becoming a lot more popular these days. I've seen a lot more books around it, but basically, I only eat during an 8-hour period of the day, at least 5 days a week. So what does that mean? It's basically my own version of intermittent fasting. You saw recently that we did a 48-hour fast. I talked a little bit about this then, very scrambly in a vlog, but basically that is not a thing I do. That is the first time we ever did that. It was really weird. I just like to keep the basic practices on a daily basis because I know that will compound in a good way. Probably not the exact same way that a 48-hour fast accomplishes, but the point is I am fasting for 16 hours a day, 5 days a week. I've been doing this, like I said, since like 2015. I lost some weight during that year, and then someone told me about intermittent fasting, and that was the tactic I used to keep the weight off, and it worked. I've never been overweight per se. You can go back and watch all my videos and see what periods of time that I'm talking about, and you'll just be able to tell when there's something up here. Because, you know, I ain't filming down here. But basically, it helped me to understand how much am I eating throughout the day by having a very focused period of time that I do this. The point of all this is that when your body is in a fasting state, essentially, if you read up on this and talk to the doctors and the sciences and all those things that are, I am not, talk to the sciences, that's a good one. They will tell you that when you're in a fasted state, essentially not eating for a period of time, that your body starts to use the fat stores that are happening all up in here, instead of waiting for you to take them in and then storing them. So while you're eating, they're being stored, but when you're not eating, they're being burnt. And I would like the burn, please. I would like the burn while I am not working out, please. Yes. So I have to say this, and from the bottom of my heart, this has completely changed my life because I look at food very differently. I look at snacking very differently. And I feel better every single day. I have a lot more energy. I know everybody says that about whatever fad diet they are on, but this to me is not a fad diet. I believe it is a total lifestyle change that still allows me to have the occasional slice of cake. Yes. As long as it's between the hours of 11 a.m. and 7 p.m., we're in. Not every day, but we could. We could test that theory. I will link to a couple of resources so you can read up on this from the professionals in case it is of any interest to you. That's all in the description below. My fourth daily habit that has absolutely changed my life is reading. I feel very grateful that I'm back in a stage of adulthood where I enjoy reading. You know, there's sort of like that chunk of time in the middle of your childhood and becoming a grown woman that you're like, I don't like reading because people are making me read things I don't want to read. School. But I love that I am in a stage of my life where I love to read because I know science is proving readers are just rocking it. Not only are they successful, not only are they going after the life they want, they have a longer life. Don't worry, there's a video coming up about this, but I'm sort of like letting it out of the bag a little bit early because I'm so obsessed with it, but this habit is amazing. If you ever want to meet somebody If you ever admire somebody, if you ever want to learn from somebody, if you just want to talk to somebody, read their book. It's not the same, but you get to know people on a very, very deep level. Also, if you are a content creator, you should never sit down with somebody that you want to interview or somebody that you want to collaborate with without sitting down and reading their book. At least skimming it, at least getting the good stories out of it. I just sat down and did a couple of interviews recently, and I got so many comments that people were saying this was some of the best interviewing that they had done with just little old me on my podcast because I did my homework. All you gotta do to get to know somebody really well is read their book. And if you do that, you can really, this is a pro networking tip too, you really break ground with them. And so reading has changed my life in a lot of ways, not just from a networking standpoint, but from a mindset standpoint. You know, we're not always right. We don't always have the answers. Other people do. So go get them. Also, watch for that video, subscribe to this channel. I'm going to talk about how to read more books, but I will link to that in the description or in the card if it is out. Speaking of networking, my fifth tip is one that I have to remember to do. And it can be hard sometimes because I'm introverted and I just sit here and I like do all my work and I'm like busy, busy, busy. But it has truly changed my life by doing this, and that is texting or emailing 5 people every day. What this allows me to do is to be a high-performing, connected person while also working from home. I am at home a lot. This is who I talk to all day. Can you even see? Luce, we have the most riveting conversations, don't we? Like, did you pee on my carpet? And why are you bleeding? So as you can imagine, I need to connect with humans sometimes. And my husband is one of them when he comes home or in the morning. That's one. But there are lots of people that we meet in life, and if we don't follow up on those relationships, if we don't keep them, if we don't nurture them, it's very easy to lose track of them. So I try to just send a just because text or email to as many people as I can a day, and it's usually between 4 and 5. And if you do that, think about that, do the math, because I didn't in advance of giving this tip. Hey Alexa, what's 5 times 365?
5 times 365 is 1,825.
1,825? That's amazing! I love having machines that do math for me. 1,825 people. Now you're probably going to repeat a few people because there's those who are the ones you want to check in more often, or maybe you want to talk to them twice a year, make sure that you're on their radar. And then there's going to be the random people that you've never talked to before and you're taking a chance on sending them an email. Doing this has changed my life because, again, it keeps me connected to other people. It keeps me finding new opportunities without actually going in and saying, what can you do for me? I'm simply saying, hey, I was thinking about you, or I have something I thought you would like to see, or whatever the case may be, just customizing it for them and just doing that a couple times a day really makes you the most connected introvert from home that could ever be. Another daily habit that has completely changed my life, and I'm sure it is of no shock to the people who have been hanging out with me for a long time, that is reviewing my tasks on my calendar every night. I have to look at my calendar because I schedule everything, not just appointments, not just meetings, not just phone calls, but things I have to do. And so looking at my calendar gives me an idea of what I need to be prepared for. This has also allowed me to be a lot more efficient with my time. For instance, today I'm doing a lot of this kind of thing. I'm filming a couple of videos. I'm doing a photo shoot later. I have a meeting. So it's great for conserving makeup and only having to put it on once a week. That is my personal goal. So there's those days where I'm like all up in Instagram stories, like, look at me, I put a face on. And the other days I'm like, I have nothing to say. That was a little tangent. But regardless, knowing what I'm gonna do and when I'm gonna do it makes you hyper aware of the amount of time you actually have on this planet and in that day. And that's what I do every single night. It makes me go into the next day prepared without actually having to do as much preparation as you would think. It's a little bit more overwhelming going into something that you haven't given a lot of thought to if for some reason your schedule is getting a lot busier by the day, if your company is keeping you busy with meetings and tasks, or if you're like me and you could be on a podcast interview, or you could be You could be filming a video, or you could be going to coffee, or you could be walking the dog. Like, you just have to know what's coming, when you have to do it, how much time you have to do it, so that you can be much more effective. And that has completely changed my life. I know for a fact that I have been able to do more over longer periods of time because I'm focused on the short period of time. Actually, not even kidding. I have like blank space on my calendar, but only for like super fun TV time with my husband, which is when we eat dinner. And last night we were watching a show and I was like, this isn't a good show. We were on episode 1 and then I was like, all right, fine, we'll keep giving it a chance. Halfway through episode 2, I was like, it's not worth it. I was like, I can't sit through this. I don't think I would have done that 3 years ago. I'm hyper aware of how much time I'm giving to something that's subpar. No thanks. And my last daily habit that has completely changed my life is something I alluded to earlier, and that is making my phone go to sleep in its own bedroom. My office. I do not bring my phone into my room after a certain time. It is a slippery slope when you just sort of, you know how you just sort of like lay down on your bed and you're just like scrolling, you're like in your pajamas, you haven't washed your face yet and you're not like really ready. And then you're there for like an hour and then you're like, dang it, I was supposed to go to bed half an hour ago and I've had this light. No, I don't even bring my phone into my bedroom when I know it's time to shut things down. I tuck it in, plug it in, and put it away, and the alarm goes off, and that's what makes me get out of bed because I have to walk all the way over here to turn it off. And that is the last I even look at my phone for a couple of hours in the morning. Do not sleep with my phone in my bedroom. Sometimes I'll go a little crazy and do it on the weekends because it doesn't matter. I don't have an alarm set. But even those nights, I'm so habitual about not looking at my phone so that I get good sleep, I don't look at it. Even if for some reason Lucy wakes me up at 2 a.m., I refuse to look at my phone. Refuse. I can't do it. I promise you, sleeping with your phone in another room, limiting any lights or devices in your room, or at least getting a nice sleep mask in case your partner prefers to have their devices. You know what? I don't tell Vin what to do. I think he should do whatever good for him. Sometimes he wants to come to bed with me, but he also wants to watch a movie. So I just put my eye mask on. That's his prerogative. I have no desire to look at his movie and I have no desire to look at his device. I'm going to sleep now. It's my devices that I need to be in control of. So having that self-awareness, I think, has been tremendous. It has definitely helped me be healthier in my mind. I don't know what other people are doing all the time. When you become so consumed with what everyone's doing all the time and it's all you talk about or all you think about, you don't get a whole lot of stuff done for yourself. So if you really feel the need to take your phone to bed with you, you're basically saying, I would like to take the whole world to bed with me. All their problems, all their ideas, all their opinions, all their videos. And I don't have enough room for that. So, all right, those are my 7 daily habits that have completely changed my life. And here's what I think you may have learned from it in a tweetable. Caring for myself is not a self-indulgence. It is self-preservation. Audre Lorde. All right, now I want to hear from you. What is something that you wish you could change in your life? It could be anything. Leave that in the comments below. I'd love to see what's on your mind. And just another quick reminder that if you love the idea of habit building and change and being self-aware and working on your morning routine so that you can go after the life that you want, I highly recommend that you check out my new Shine Squad. The details are in the description below. That's all for today. Thank you so much for tuning in. I appreciate it as always. Make sure you subscribe for good vibes, kiss the ones you love, and go after the life you want. Cheers. I feel like I should be like, I keep looking at myself like, am I really this tan? No. No. But yes, but no. But yes, spray tan is a beautiful thing. My 6th daily habit for a life changed is, I forget.